Santa Clarita. Welcome in, welcome in. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and I Lead Schools Eye on the Valley, and I am Matt Watson. Welcome back. It is good to have you. It is another fabulous Friday, you know it. Have you been out there this week? What an absolutely gorgeous week we've had. Oh, it has been amazing. Highs in the mid-70s all week long, more of the same this week, as Tori was just saying. The weekend's going to be another absolutely gorgeous one. Same thing with next week. It's only going to dip down into the high 60s on Thanksgiving Day, just in time for your family football game. Man, do I love this time of year. I love the cooler weather, but not too cold, right? Because this is SoCal after all. It's still, still rocking the short sleeves and just enjoying the crisp, cool air in the mornings. I love how the NFL season ramps up this time of year, and I absolutely love Thanksgiving. You know, everybody is all about being thankful. You guys know how much I love the holidays. Love celebrating the holidays. The big ones, the small ones, the majors, the minors. I love celebrating them all, but Thanksgiving is absolutely, hands down, my favorite. I love how folks turn their hearts toward gratitude this time of year. And, you know, call it something spiritual, something magical, call it a natural effect, but I think something happens when we express our gratitude. You know, it lifts us up, it encourages us, it lifts up those around us. So let's get grateful, y'all. It's a wonderful time to be thankful. We've got so many things to be thankful for. Yes, 2020 has been a year of some significant challenges, but in the midst of that, there's still so much to be thankful for. I am thankful for so many things in my life. I am so grateful for a job that allows me to do this every Friday, to be with you guys, to share what's going on at our schools, to get to know so many different people and programs that are going on in and around the valley. So thank you. Yes, I'm thankful for you for joining us here on Eye on the Valley. You are going to love today's show, I got to tell you. We've got Shawna Brown and Alan Kingsley joining us in just a minute. They both teach 4th and 5th grade at SCVi, and they are going to be sharing an exciting project that they're working on with their students. And then we've got a special treat joining us a little bit early today. You know, our Friday morning staple, Big T. He'll be joining us a little bit early. So we've got a jam-packed first hour, and then in hour number 2, we will catch up with Janine Prado. Do you remember Janine? Janine is the Director of Recreation and Community Services for the city of Santa Clarita. She'll be sharing a bit about what our community has to offer. So, let's do it. My first guests today are part of the 4th and 5th grade team at SCVi Charter School. Are you familiar with SCVi? Their public charter school is located on the west side of the valley, just off of Newhall Ranch Road. We serve grades TK through 12. Our enrollment boundaries are so broad that pretty much if you can get there, you can attend. And we use a rigorous and engaging curriculum called project-based learning, and these two are great at it. Shawna Brown is a graduate of Adolfo Camarillo High School, Go Scorps, and she has a degree in chemistry from Cal State Channel Islands. Her partner, Alan Kingsley, grew up in northern Minnesota. It gets cold up there. Before moving to California in 2010. He graduated from California Lutheran University in 2014 with his teaching credential and has been with us at SCVi for the past 7 years. Shawna, Alan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys coming in, and we are expressing our thankfulness today. Alan, what's something you're thankful for?
I am thankful for the technology that allows us to connect with family across the nation.
That is awesome. Yeah, it's great how you guys are able to connect with your kids, and I know we've got to jump right into it because you guys are going to be connecting with your kids here in just a few minutes. But first, Shawna, what about you? What are you thankful for?
You know, Alan, I think you took it right out of my mouth. I'm also thankful for our technology, just because we wouldn't be able to do half the things that we do with our kids.
And you know, our listeners might not know, but you and I have talked about technology and how you guys can get the most out of it, and you guys really do. You work really hard to make sure that that not only are you getting everything out of technology, but you're really putting a lot into it to make sure that you're serving your kids. So you guys both teach fourth and fifth grade at SCVi. I'll let I tell you what, Shawna. Let's start with you. How did you find us? How did you find SCVi, and what drew you to our school?
Yeah, so my journey to SCVi is pretty great. So I was studying to become a teacher, and sorry, there's a little bit of feedback.
Yeah.
Um, and I was a board member for
I
iRead
tell you what,
Online,
Shawna,
and just
Shawna, can I interrupt you? We are getting a really kind of like a crazy, almost extraterrestrial kind of feedback on your phone there. Let's see if we can work on that and see if it's a little bit better with Alan, and then we'll come back to you, Shawna. Alan, how did you find
absolutely.
us at SCVi?
So I went to California Lutheran with another facilitator that started with me, and she really pushed me to come in to the school because it was really creative and allowed that flexibility and creativity to be the best facilitator and teacher that I could be.
Mhm. That is awesome. We're getting a little bit of feedback off of your phones as well. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to work on it here on our soundboard. It wasn't so bad that time. Shawna, how about you? Talk to us about your journey to SCVi. See if we can come through better this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it a little bit better?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, good. So I am a board member for iRead Online, and I was introduced to SCVi through a tour. And as soon as I stepped foot on the campus, I knew that that was the place for me.
Oh,
It all just worked out.
that is fantastic. We're working on the sound there, and so I'm going to kind of answer my own next question here. I know both of you guys teach fourth and fifth grade, and oftentimes, I used to share with different people in and around the community because you guys know that used to be my old stomping grounds, working with the fourth and fifth graders. But it's not a split class or a combo class. What we do at SCVi, we believe in multi-age education because life is a multi-age experience. Think about it. What other situation are we ever in life where we're clumped in with people who were born, within the same 10 to 12 month span of life, and it's almost nil, I would think. And so what we do is we try to provide opportunities for kids to work with other kids that are a little bit older than them, a little bit younger than them. So yes, we do work with fourth and fifth grade at the same time. We work with second and third grade at the same time. And then we also provide multi-age experiences beyond those ages. So you might find our fourth and fifth graders that Alan and Shawna work with stepping down to the kindergarten classrooms to read with them, or maybe working with a middle school or even a high school team as they work together on a project, because it's so important that our kids learn to work with a diverse group of other learners. So Shawna and Alan, you guys teach a multi-age class. Before I want to talk about a project that you guys are working on with your kids, but before we do that, how are things going virtually? 2020 hasn't been easy, but Shawna, Alan, how are things going for you guys working online right now? You guys there? I think we may have lost Shawna and Alan, having trouble with the boards this morning. I think I can hear them. Shawna, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, talk to us about how things are going virtually with distance learning.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're involved in a number of really cool projects. One of them being Dream Up, and I was actually on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, you were.
And we have an exciting update that we have built our full 2 launch teams. So we've expanded out the project to about 7 learners per team. So now we have our full team ready to start experiment optimization to send something up to ISS.
So experiment optimization, sending things to ISS, sounds really cool. For those of our listeners that don't know about the Dream Up project, Shawna was on a few weeks back sharing about how some of her learners from a previous year have actually designed an experiment that was selected and is going to be conducted on the International Space Station. And they are not developing an experiment that's just like the experiments that NASA develops for the space station. It is an experiment that NASA is going to be developing on the space station. So it is absolutely an amazing project. So glad that was able to go virtual as well. So talk to us about this new project that you guys are working on, because Dream Up is really cool, but what you guys are working on right now is really amazing. Alan, can you share a little bit about this project that you're working on now with your 4th and 5th graders?
Absolutely. So one of the blessings that has come from being digital is that a lot of other teachers and education companies are releasing these ideas and projects that are available to us. So we're always looking for creative ways to engage our learners, whether in person or online. So we were doing a little bit of digging as a team, and we stumbled upon this collaboration between Khan Academy and Disney, and it's called Imagineering in a Box. So this collaboration is all digital. It's right there for you. So we're just taking what they have given the general public and creating it for our 4th and 5th graders.
Well, fantastic. So for those that don't know, Khan Academy is a really cool online support program. Started out as math support, but now it does all different kinds of subjects. And so Disney partnered with Khan Academy to develop this project. Was it like ready-made, packaged, and just kind of unwrap and play, or did you guys have to modify it for your grade level and classes?
We had to modify some of it. The content was originally made for grade 6 and above.
Ah.
So we have taken the structure of it and the ideas and how they wanted it to go, and it adapted it to 4th and 5th graders and where we're at and what we're able to do over distance learning online.
Okay, so very cool. So you went out, you found this idea. Shawna, tell us a little bit about what is it that you're challenging your kids to do? What is it exactly that they are working on and developing?
Yeah, so all of the learners have the opportunity to develop a brand new land at Disneyland. So the premise is that Disney is accepting proposals for a new land that will be opening as soon as Disneyland opens to make up for lost time.
So is this something that I thought this was just kind of like a simulation? Disneyland has Frontierland, they have Tomorrowland, all the different lands that they have there. Are they actually accepting proposals, and will somebody be selected to have their land actually created, or is this just kind of a theoretical proposal?
Well, you never know what'll happen.
Okay.
But to bring some authenticity to the project, we are having Imagineers come to listen to the proposals and give feedback.
Oh, that is cool. So you're actually going to have Disney's employees, not all of them obviously, but a couple of folks that work and develop different things with Disney come and listen to your kids' different proposals. That is really cool. Now, I know a big part in our projects, in project-based learning, is that each project starts with a driving question. And that's kind of, for our listeners that aren't aware, that's how our project kind of gets launched each time is we throw this big, huge question at the kids, and that's what they have to grapple with for, could be a couple of weeks, could be, a month and a half. So what's the driving question for this project?
So this driving question is, how can we develop a visually appealing land that tells a story and evokes an emotional response in our guests of all ages?
That is phenomenal, and that's kind of like the driving question that you would throw at an Imagineer. If the boss walks in at Disney and says, "Hey, we need to develop a new land. We're going to put it here." They would throw that driving question at them. How do we develop this new land that's visually appealing and tells a story, evokes emotional response for guests of all ages? That is fantastic. Shawna Brown and Alan Kingsley are members of the 4th and 5th grade team at SCVi, and they're building great learning experiences for their students. It sounds like our sound is doing a lot better. We're going to tighten a couple of things really quickly. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but we will be back with more talking about this amazing project and some of the other cool things that they're doing out there at SCVi. You're listening to SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS 1797976. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
Hey, Gary, anything new with you?
Bud, can you believe it? I just crushed my mortgage payment again with owning. But this is the last refi for me.
Why?
Because I got a 30-year fixed rate at 2.25%, 2.404 APR. Can you believe that?
Get your last mortgage refi from Owning. Just call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com and ask for your last refi at today's 30-year fixed 2.25%, 2.404 APR. That's 30-year fixed at 2.25%, 2.404 APR.
Why not get your last refi from Owning? You just got to call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com. That's 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com.
Just call 855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com.
KHTS strives to give the Santa Clarita Valley all the information they need. And when our computers aren't working the way they should, we call Resurgence, your true source for IT. Resurgence provides outstanding customer service while also providing the highest technical ability. They strive to do what's best to improve and protect your business. For more information on Resurgence, call 349-4114 or visit resurgenceit.com.
I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank. I'm here today to let you know that Mission Valley Bank has relocated our Center Point branch office. The new facility is 26701 McBean Parkway, directly across the street from the town center. We're very excited about this new modern and updated branch facility that we think is better situated to serve our growing number of small business clients. On behalf of myself and the entire Mission Valley Bank team, we're wishing you a very happy holiday season.
Step into a hot shower or slip on a warm t-shirt fresh from the dryer, and you can feel the comfort natural gas gives us every day. For over 100 years, Southern California Gas Company has provided safe, reliable natural gas service. It warms our homes, powers cleaner vehicles, and cooks our food at a fraction of the cost of other energy sources with less environmental impact, today and for decades to come. Natural gas, part of the clean energy solution. Learn more at SoCalGas.com. Search solution.
Why did Mercedes-Benz of Valencia win the Dealer of Excellence Award in 2019?
Because we strive to provide the most outstanding sales experience.
Mercedes-Benz of Valencia COO Chris Paz.
We know you have high expectations. Our stellar team will meet and exceed your expectations. That's why we were named Mercedes Best of the Best, placing us in the top 10% of all Mercedes dealers nationwide.
Find out how you can lease a new Mercedes for unbelievably low monthly payments. Details at mbzvalencia.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson. Thanksgiving is less than a week away, and today I am so thankful for engineers Patty and Andrew who are here making sure that everything stays strong with our signal. I'm also thankful for Shawna Brown and Alan Kingsley. They are two facilitators at SCVi. They're currently in the middle of a project that is challenging their 4th and 5th graders to design a whole new land for Disneyland. Like, you know, we've got, Tomorrowland and Frontierland, and I'm drawing a blank on all the other lands at Disneyland, but you know how everything's laid out in different lands. Well, they're challenging their learners to develop a brand new land with all of the visual experiences and the different activities and things like that you can enjoy in a land. So their kids are developing this fully immersive experience for Disneyland. So, Alan, what's the response that you're getting from your learners about this Disney Imagineering project? How are they responding to it?
They're really connecting to it. They're super engaged with it because this type of project really allows for them to be super creative and to pull in all of their interests. And it's not so one where like we are the person that's telling them this is what you need to design, this is how you need to design it. It's more of a organic, original project for them. So they are super excited to be in there and working on their slides and coming up with all these wacky ideas because there is no no to it. It's whatever land they want to make. So they're really enjoying it.
That is beautiful. It allows them to pull in just 100% of their creativity, and I love that. That's kind of the goal in project-based learning is to open that can of worms and let the kids really take control of their learning. Now, we talk about 2020 because everything that we do gets filtered through that wacky filter that is this year, right? And one of the things that I'm seeing with distance learning, and this is across the country, so many teachers have shifted to online, and they're working so hard, but they're trying to do what they do in the classroom, but online. But that doesn't work so well. Distance learning is not classroom learning through the computer. So, Shawna, how does this project translate into distance learning? Are there some things that you're struggling to develop, or is this something that's actually working well through the current model that you guys are teaching through?
I think that this project was designed for our situation, actually, which I'm so thankful for. Because it's delivered in a virtual model, it was pretty seamless to deliver to our kids in a way that they understood, they could interact with, and they could create something really meaningful. Like we said before, it is designed for learners 6th grade and above, but we were able to adapt it down to 4th and 5th grade to meet our needs and our standards very easily. And, just thinking about Disneyland in general, it's such an interdisciplinary force, and they have people working on these lands such as mathematicians, chemists, artists, composers, and so it lends itself to such a rich multi-subject learning opportunity for our learners. And, when you're studying something that's so interdisciplinary, bringing in everything that you need to cover becomes really, really magical, honestly.
That is perfect. And I'm sure that some of our listeners out there are wondering, what about those standards? And I'm glad to hear that it's hitting standards from across the curriculum. So what are some of those 4th and 5th grade things that, we kind of say our kids have got to learn, that they're learning through developing something so magical and creative like this?
Mm-hmm. So there's, standards from all subjects. We're learning concepts like themes, storytelling, area, perimeter, velocity, all kinds of energy concepts and physics, architecture, building design, art. So, you name it, we can bring it in.
That is fantastic, and that's what I love about, we call it PBL, project-based learning, that you can get that deep, rich educational experience through something that really does excite the kids. It's not just, diagramming sentences and memorizing multiplication tables. They get their hands on, they get involved in something that they truly can fall in love with and still be learning deep and important stuff at the same time. So, now I know people are probably dying to hear, Alan, what are some of the ideas that you guys are hearing from your kids? What are some of the things that they're coming up with to develop this new land for Disneyland?
Yeah, we've had some really interesting ones come up. Like we have a couple of examples like Potato Land, Doctor Land. We have an abandoned enchantment land. I have a couple of kids that are making like a Husky Land and a Hockey Land. And then, of course, there are the ones that have a favorite Disney movie that doesn't have a land attached to it yet. So they're taking that theme or that concept of the movie and creating it into a land of their own.
Kind of like a Bug's World at California Adventure or Toy Story Land back there in Disneyland. That is so cool. Now, Shawna, I was actually in a board meeting with you just a couple of days ago, and one of your kids was sharing, I don't remember what land she was creating, but she was sharing a rather creative dessert that would be served in her land. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah, so she is doing the Abandoned Enchantment Land, and she's been working really hard. She's got a strong magical and fantasy theme woven throughout her land, and so one of her menu items for her land is unicorn poop, which is a very colorful soft serve that I'm sure will be a delicious treat.
When you describe the phrase unicorn poop and soft serve in that same sentence, it gets a little bit grosser than it sounded like on the presentation the other night. But absolutely beautiful. That's right. It was an enchanted land that had been abandoned, kind of like the combination of this fantasy land and a ghost town. It was really cool, really surreal, the images that she was sharing. So how, because a big part of project-based learning is, see, I remember when I was a kid, I would turn in all my work at school, and then I just knew that all that stuff was going to get graded, and then it was going in the garbage can, because it wasn't real. But a big part of project-based learning is presenting what you've learned at the end with an authentic audience. So how are your learners going to be presenting their learning in this project?
This is broken up by week. So each week the learners are completing different sections of it. There are 3 parts to the project.
Okay.
3 main parts to the project, I should say. So towards the end of it, what we're doing is we're going to be taking it and making it more of a digital portfolio. So everything that they have thought of, whether it's the concept art or the color schemes and things like that, moving into the ride attractions and the characters of their land. So they're putting this all together. And then at the end, we're shooting for the end of January, early February. We will be meeting with a couple or one of the Imagineers from Disney, and having our learners present to them. So that way they get real feedback on what it would be like for an Imagineer to develop that land.
That is so awesome. You talk about an authentic audience. They're actually going to be pitching their land to an Imagineer from Disney. That is so exciting. That is so cool. Well, I know you guys have got to get to class. We do appreciate your time. You guys are doing such amazing things with your learners out there at SCVi. And if our listeners are wondering how they can get more information on our school and get their kids involved in some of these exciting projects, gosh, you guys are sending your kids work to space and having them conduct experiments on the space station. They're designing new lands for Disneyland and all kinds of exciting stuff from TK through 12th grade. Just give us a call at 661-705-4820. Call SCVi 661-705-4820 for more information, whether your kids are in 4th and 5th grade and can jump on board with Shawna and Alan, or any other grade from the time they're 4 and a half until they graduate high school. Like I said, Shawna, Alan, we appreciate you joining us today, and we appreciate everything that you're doing to engage your learners. You guys have a great day and a wonderful weekend, okay?
Thanks for having us. You too.
Of course, my pleasure. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have a little bit of fun and frivolity with Big T. So stick around. You won't want to miss it. This is SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Mend Cryotherapy is open. As always, they continue to clean and sanitize all equipment. Social distancing will be enforced and hand sanitizer will be provided throughout the facility. Temperature checks will be done daily on each employee, and masks will be provided if forgotten. They have amazing welcome back specials, including the $99 performance package, which includes a cryo session, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, which boosts recovery of damaged cells, the aromatherapy oxygen bar, NuCalm, and infrared sauna. There's also a beauty package with a cryofacial, infrared sauna, and more. And don't forget their extensive selection of health and wellness products, including CBD. Mend Cryotherapy is open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, go to MEND, M-E-N-D, cryotherapy.com. Mend Cryotherapy on Newhall Ranch Road in the Gateway Shopping Center.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
Christmas music is coming. Starting Friday afternoon at 3, hear all the new and classic holiday songs right here on KHTS. Brought to you by Mission Valley Bank and Providence Holy Cross. Let's get into the holiday spirit together. You, KHTS, and Christmas music. It starts this Friday at 3.
Happy holiday.
When you look at your child, you see so much. A creative spirit that surprises you every day. A little leader growing to discover who they are, what they love, and how they can make the world better. At SCVi, we see those same amazing things. Our tuition-free TK through 12 charter school provides boundless opportunities to think critically and imagine freely, with a learning program customized just for your child. Today, that means empowering your child to bring strengths and passions to the distance learning environment. Our approach keeps your child and family in step while online, inspiring your learner to keep growing without missing a beat. At SCVi, your child will find even more ways to grow with projects and activities in STEAM, robotics, theater, music, and sports. With the only international baccalaureate program in Santa Clarita, SCVi produces graduates who excel at top universities and in life. For enrollment information or to learn more about our distance learning program, visit ileadsantaclarita.org. iLead Schools. Free to think, inspired to lead.
Traffic brought to you by the law firm of Owen Patterson Owen, helping Santa Clarita drivers recover from life-changing accidents for over 3 decades. Owen Patterson Owen, encouraging you to drive safely. Visit opolaw.com.
These days, it's hard to figure out how to fill all the self-isolation time, let alone figure out what to have for lunch or dinner. Salt Creek Grill owner Greg Amsler is helping us out in a big way. Salt Creek is now offering takeout and curbside pickup, so you don't even have to get out of your car. Their entire menu is available for pickup or delivery, including to-go beer and wine. Hey. In addition, Greg's offering wine at 25% off, along with daily specials. If you'd like to buy a gift card for a future visit, now's the time. Buy a $50 gift card and get $10 extra on the card completely free. Buy a $100 gift card, you get an extra $25. Salt Creek Grill, located next to Regal Cinema at the Valencia Mall. For more info, go to saltcreekgrill.com.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. I am Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. And next on Eye on the Valley, he is a 4-decade resident of Santa Clarita. He is a graduate of Saugus High School, COC, and the Masters University. He is an executive for a billion-dollar nationwide corporation. He is a community leader, a philanthropist, and volunteer. He is an amazing husband and father, and he is Mom's favorite. It is Big T. Welcome back, brother man.
What up, Matty? How are you? Hey, Patty.
Hey, what's up, Big T? Hey, before you get started, Big T, what are you thankful for this morning?
I'm thankful for you.
Ah, you're so sweet.
Aww.
So what have you got for us today?
I mean, see, I got some Thanksgiving fun stuff, but I mean, imagine if you walked in, if you're going to be one of those adventure out on Thanksgiving, imagine if you walked into your family member and just said, hey, I'm thankful for you.
Right.
That feels good. So Thanksgiving is one of our most cherished holidays, Matt. Lots of good food, lots of precious memories, lots of good family. You know, the first Thanksgiving was actually recorded in a letter by colonist Edward Winslow. He wrote a letter to someone that he referred to as a loving and old friend. It was a long, long letter, but it barely touched on Thanksgiving. And that's the only record we have on that first one. And I kind of got an issue with that. What if he's got to do that wallflower that's standing there and he didn't really dig Thanksgiving? Or if he, like, overhypes everything and he's that guy, and maybe Thanksgiving wasn't that big of a deal. I don't know.
Huh.
One record, that was it.
That's a good point. And
you know
what? What if there was a dish that really was an important part of that first Thanksgiving feast that he didn't like so much, and we lost it forever?
Right.
Huh.
You want to try the stuffed mushrooms? No, I'll pass. And we never even knew about it. So Matt, to keep the peace at Thanksgiving, they say that there's a few topics that you shouldn't talk about. I've got about 15 of them. Okay.
All right.
Number one, politics.
Definitely.
Okay. Family gossip.
Yeah, we learned our lesson in our family last year about politics, didn't we?
Right.
Yeah.
The $500 that your brother-in-law owes you. Probably shouldn't bring that up.
Yeah, not before dinner.
Right. Religion, gun control, why your brother isn't married yet, weight gain.
Hey, wait a minute.
I'm
taking it on Channel here.
I'm going a little quick. You can't comment on each one.
All right, sorry.
Your kids' accomplishments, your sister's kids' behavior, or the lack of kids that your sister has, parenting advice, all the food that Aunt Dorothy's eating, all the food that your niece can't eat, how you changed the recipe, your uncle's most embarrassing moment, and your nephew's next semester in college. I mean, who really cares? Thanksgiving is always celebrated on the fourth Thursday of each month, and if you can't find it on the calendar, it's the day before Black Friday.
Oh, jeez.
Not every president recognized Thanksgiving, though. Did you know that Jefferson did not recognize Thanksgiving?
Okay.
No joke. It was previously a day of fasting and prayer and gratitude, and Jefferson felt that was an inappropriate crossing of the separation of church and state.
He was a very big separation guy. I didn't realize that it was actually a major thing in our country until Abraham Lincoln instituted it.
And that's because it had that controversy going back and forth. But, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is almost 100 years old. Macy's been doing their annual parade since 1924. In addition to floats with nursery rhymes and characters and Mother Goose and Little Miss Muffet, its inaugural parade actually had real bears, real monkeys, elephants, and other animals that were on loan from the Central Park Zoo. And in 1927, they switched from the real animals to giant balloon characters. Do you know why?
Because the real animals kept eating the tourists?
No, because those real animals were afraid of heights. You tie that rope on them and you put them way up in the air. No, the reality is their growls frighten young children.
Oh.
The animal that's made, Snoopy, has made the most appearances in the Thanksgiving parade.
Everybody loves Snoopy.
Everybody loves Snoopy. For 40 years, Snoopy's been in the parade since 1968. Throughout the years, the Beagles had 7 different balloons in 39 different appearances. And in 2015, he was replaced by Charlie Brown.
Oh, wow.
But he did make a comeback. In 2019 in the parade, he came back as an astronaut.
Yeah.
Snoopy's cool.
Yeah, he is.
You know what was voted as the best Thanksgiving movie of all time?
Well, it's got to be Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving, right?
According to Rotten Tomatoes, Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
There was a disagreement about that movie. There was a big controversial part. And that's where when they sit down for Thanksgiving dinner, whether or not Woodstock would eat turkey. But Charles Schultz had his way, and it got in, and Woodstock ate a little bit of turkey. And in that movie, Maddie, do you know who cuts the best rug?
I got to figure it's my man Franklin.
My man Franklin puts it down, man.
Yes, he does.
The first Thanksgiving menu probably included lobster.
Really?
It was big on the East Coast. Potatoes weren't grown in North America yet.
Okay.
Cranberry sauce wouldn't be invented for another 50 years. And so, like, probably the typical first Thanksgiving menu had indigenous foods like lobster, swan, mussels, venison, and corn porridge.
Hey,
Matt, have you ever eaten swan?
I haven't eaten swan. Do you like lobster, Tony?
Yeah. No, it tastes like chicken.
Well, I like melted butter, too, yeah.
You melted butter on the swan.
On swan.
If you undercook it, though, it's just sometimes to find it on your plate. Canada celebrates Thanksgiving, too. But they celebrate in October, but who cares? They're Canadians.
Right.
So Black Friday is the busiest day for plumbers of the year. Did you know that?
I think we need to move on.
No, but
are you
serious?
serious?
Remember that line from you remember that line from House Party? Man, he looks like. Anyways.
Geez.
So so many people put stuff down their sinks and their garbage disposal on Thanksgiving that Black Friday is actually the busiest day for plumbers. And this is not a joke. Roto-Rooter actually wants to call it Brown Friday, and so that's just some humor in my neck of the woods.
Let's move
But
on.
Also, I know. Also on that Friday afterwards, it's often thought as the busiest shopping day of the year, but that's the Saturday before Christmas. But it is the day that gets the most foot traffic in retail. Certainly pre-COVID. And also that Friday after Thanksgiving, pre-COVID, typically is the biggest movie day out of the year.
Yep.
And the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is trying to get a little bit of run to be called Drinks Giving. That's when you all come back and you meet at TGF Riders or whatever.
Get together with all your high school buddies. Yeah.
Sure. Hey, did you know that Butterball has a turkey hotline where they take over 100,000 calls a year, and they have for almost 30 years?
From turkeys?
It's also in Spanish. You can give it a little bit of love.
So they have a hotline for turkeys to call in?
No, not for turkeys to call in. Yeah, how do I get out of here? So Thanksgiving, it's how to cook turkeys.
Okay.
But Thanksgiving also inspired the first TV dinner, Matt. In 1953, Swanson undersold by 260 tons of turkeys. So they had an executive, Gary Thompson, that used the turkey, and he put them in these dinners that look like airline dinners. Sold them for 98 cents each. The company made a killing. Swanson got a $1,000 bonus, which was the equivalent of 5 months of his salary. You know what the worst part about those Thanksgiving turkey dinners were? The cranberry sauce. It burned the roof of your mouth, dude.
Oh, man. So Patty, I know Patty's looking a little confused right now. A TV dinner was designed to be this dinner that you ate on a TV tray while you watch TV. They were in little compartments in aluminum, and you would cook them in the oven, and the turkey was okay. I prefer the Salisbury steak. But yeah, Big T's right. The dessert would always just burn your face off.
I've had TV dinners before, Matt.
Okay.
Hey, Matt, do you know each year one president pardons a turkey?
Yep, I did know that.
Do you know who the first president was to pardon a turkey?
Gerald Ford.
No, it was Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, there's a Nixon joke
Billy.
in there. Yeah. Okay. His brother Billy. Okay, there we go.
It was actually Bush in 1989 that pardoned the first turkey.
Shut up! It was that recent? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So Americans consume about 46 million pounds of turkey every Thanksgiving, and then another 22 million pounds at Christmas time. But they're saying that a lot of people don't like Thanksgiving dinners. More people like the leftovers than they do actual Thanksgiving meals.
Oh, I love Thanksgiving dinner, but you know what? That cold turkey sandwich the next morning, a little bit of mayonnaise, a little salt on there, the bread gets all good. Oh, man.
It is good. You ever had a turducken, Matt? You know, that it gets its roots in New Orleans?
Okay, I didn't realize it got its roots in New Orleans. I thought John Madden invented that.
No, it's a legendary food. So it's a deboned chicken placed inside a deboned duck that's then placed inside of a turkey. And Chef Paul Prado is believed to have invented the dish in New Orleans in his restaurant. And the turducken is a craved food down in Louisiana. And then, of course, that famous green bean casserole, that was invented by a Campbell Soup employee, originally called green bean bake.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Thanksgiving is high in calories, Matt. We eat almost 3,000 to 4,000 calories at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah. And then we unbutton that top button.
And about 75% of Americans drink red wine with their dinner. Yet, after consuming 4,000 calories and a couple glasses of red wine, we like to blame the tryptophan is why we got tired, right?
Exactly.
You know, Minnesota raises the most turkeys. There's a small town in Minnesota that actually has a single A baseball team, and they serve, I guess, the equivalent of Rocky Mountain oysters, but from turkeys. And it's on the menu, and it's called foul balls. There you go. So the Detroit Lions play football every Thanksgiving and have since 1934.
Yes, football. Let's talk about football. Yes.
Right. But football actually started being played on Thanksgiving in 1920, but you wouldn't recognize any of the teams, Matt. It was, the Akron Pros shut out the Canton Bulldogs 7-0.
I know the Akron Pros,
Okay. The Chicago Boosters beat the Hammond Pros 27-0. The Dayton Triangles actually beat the Detroit Heralds 28-0.
Okay.
I mean, you talk about bad beats. I had over 30, and they took a knee inside the 10 with 1:30 left. It was awful.
Call Scott Van Pelt.
It was awful. Turkeys come from a strong social bond with their family and flock mates. Sometimes they travel in the wild in groups of 200 or more. Now, just to make a disclaimer, Gavin Newsom does not recommend turkeys traveling together, but hey, some of them will do it.
Hey, as long as they're from the same gaggle, right?
Exactly, as long as they're from the same gaggle. So turkeys can have about 5,500 feathers on a wild turkey.
Wow.
Okay, they have no hearing, or they have great hearing, but they have no external ears. And they have an amazing field of vision, about 270 degrees, and are able to see in color.
Okay.
A wild turkey's gobble can be heard from 1 mile away. Patty, take notes. That'll be on next week's test.
Yes, sir.
Wild turkeys can run 25 miles an hour and fly 55 miles an hour.
Hey, we got about 15 seconds, Big T.
Perfect. A group of related male turkeys, Matt, will actually bond together to court females, although only one male gets the mate. Do you know what the other males are called in that group?
Wingman.
Wingmen.
Yeah. There we go. Hey.
Happy Thanksgiving, fellas.
Big T, you know what I'm thankful
Thanksgiving.
for? I'm
What?
thankful that I have you as my brother and my best friend, and I'm thankful that we talk just about every day. I really appreciate our relationship, and I thank you for coming on. We are going to get caught up with local news, and we will be right back. We're going to talk with Janine Prado when we come back, the Director of Recreation and Community Services for the city of Santa Clarita. She's going to share with us what else is going on across the valley. I am Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS.
No contract pest control. Did you hear that? Yes, Unipest has no contract, low impact, affordable, and environmentally and family friendly pest control options with orange oil or other family friendly products. Whether it's ants, spiders, gophers, termites, or bed bugs, Unipest Termite and Pest Control has an effective, eco-friendly option for you. Call Unipest today for a free orange oil inspection at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
Wishes for the new year might sound a little different. They might include eating indoors at a restaurant, cutting down on Zoom time, or just being able to hug a loved one in person. But there's one wish you can count on. College of the Canyons is ready to help you start, continue, or finish your education goals. Our convenient 5-week session starts January 4th, and registration is going on now for great classes that will move you forward. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.
If you'd like to take your business up a notch, take a look at Elite Magazine.
Linda and Mo Hafizi, owners of our valley's 2 leading magazines, the Magazine of Santa Clarita and Elite.
I'm so proud of Elite. It allows your advertisement to stand out. We distribute Elite to 50,000 homes and businesses. You'll find us in 1,900 local hotel rooms.
Discover how Elite Magazine can help your business. Call 294-4444.
Superior quality is second nature to us. Just ask our advertisers.
KHTS, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM Santa Clarita. It's 9 o'clock. Time for national news on KHTS.
A collective sigh of relief. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. White House Economic Advisor Larry Kudlow says that's what he thinks a COVID vaccine will mean to the nation and the economy. Pfizer is the first vaccine maker to seek emergency authorization from the FDA
This is
today.
Fox News Radio in New York. Coming up on your
Services
unanchored web
Secretary
stream, your
Alex Azar.
unanchored web stream, a feed out of Michigan, where one of the Wayne County Board of Canvassers, the chair of it, will be speaking to the press following the back and forth regarding their certification of the vote there. That is coming up once again on your unanchored web stream shortly. Fox News Radio New
Widespread
York.
availability isn't expected until early next year as the first batch is prioritized, likely for frontline healthcare workers and nursing homes. New daily cases in the U.S. hitting an all-time high in the Johns Hopkins count, more than 187,000, more than 2,000 deaths yesterday. First time it's gone past that threshold since May. And as states try to slow the spread with more restrictions, a battle over coronavirus powers in Ohio.
Ohio Senate Bill 311, passed by lawmakers, would strip Republican Governor Mike DeWine of his powers to mandate coronavirus restrictions, though a bill that DeWine vows to veto calling it disastrous.
The bill, if enacted, would severely limit the ability of the Department of Health to issue orders necessary to prevent the spread of infectious diseases.
Republicans call the governor's response to the virus disastrous to a lot of Ohioans' lives, vowing to override his veto, as widespread pushback continues in many other states like Michigan, Illinois, and Wisconsin over what some feel is an overreach of government.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. A lighter moment at the U.S. Capitol.
We truly appreciate the efforts to help bring the holiday spirit to the United States and to Washington, D.C.
Capitol architect J. Brett Blanton welcoming what's known as the People's Tree from Colorado this year to the Capitol building. America's listening to Fox News.
It's happening. Publishers Clearinghouse is awarding a $2,500,000 mega prize in just days. Enter now at PCH.com, and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your last chance to win the $2,500,000 mega prize. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry. Enter at PCH.com now. Entries due 11/29. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Attention patients treated for vision loss. If you received an injection of the medication BioView to treat macular degeneration and then suffered retinal damage with vision loss, you may be entitled to financial compensation. It's important to seek legal advice if the retinas in your eyes were damaged by an injection of BioView. So call now for a free consultation. There is no obligation and no fees are charged unless we make a recovery for you. Call our law firm today, toll-free at 800-280-0099 for a free consultation. 800-280-0099. Non-attorney spokesperson.
Trump campaign keeps pushing for states not to certify election results yet as they continue fights over fraud claims in several battlegrounds. Georgia's Secretary of State says he is certifying the vote, showing Joe Biden won their state after a hand recount.
Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger began by telling voters his own personal bias.
I'm a passionate conservative, and as I've said before, I'm a proud Trump supporter.
But said as a former engineer, he trusts numbers and that Joe Biden won the state, saying that when things are very close, the losing side can feel cheated.
We saw this from the Democrats in 2018, and we see this from Republicans today.
Biden won by just about 12,000 votes. During the hand recount, some counties found ballots that hadn't been counted after the election and had to add those back in, though Raffensperger says no county showed a variation in margin larger than 0.73%. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
And the margin is close enough that the Trump campaign could request another recount, which would not be done by hand. A changing story about pizza has Australia imposing and then repealing a coronavirus lockdown.
We expect to have 40 million doses of...
My apologies.
The state premier of South Australia is angry.
To say that I am fuming about the actions of this individual is an absolute understatement.
Stephen Marshall says he's repealing a stay-at-home order after investigators found a man at the centre of a coronavirus outbreak lied, telling contact tracers he'd become infected after a brief visit to a pizza restaurant. Authorities feared a highly contagious strain after more cases were detected. But it turns out the man works there.
His actions have affected businesses, individuals, family groups, and is completely and utterly unacceptable.
Businesses are also reopening. Simon Owen, Fox News.
And Lisa Brady. This is Fox News.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks are trading mixed. Investors are moving cautiously after Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin decided to allow some emergency Federal Reserve programs to expire at the end of the year. However, Pfizer and BioNTech shares are rallying, with the company seeking emergency authorization use of their experimental COVID-19 vaccine. Carnival's Princess Cruises will not sail until at least March 31st, and it decided to pause any cruises lasting 7 days or longer until November 1st of next year. It's working on complying with CDC guidelines. Carnival is also working on raising $2 billion in bonds to get through the pandemic. Williams-Sonoma shares are rallying. It reported a strong quarter with sales up 24%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosilda, invested in you.
If I'm not commuting anymore, where do I really want to live?
While you handle life's questions, Merrill Guided Investing helps you manage your portfolio and invest for your next move with the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Merrill, a Bank of America company. Visit merrilledge.com/investing goals to get started today.
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor, member SIPC. Investment products are not FDIC insured or not bank guaranteed and may lose value.
Thanks for listening to KHTS AM 1220, Canyon Country, California. K260 CO 98.1 FM, Santa Clarita, California.
Christmas music is coming. Starting Friday afternoon at 3, hear all the new and classic holiday songs right here on KHTS. Brought to you by Mission Valley Bank and Providence Holy Cross. Let's get into the holiday spirit together. You, KHTS, and Christmas music. It starts this Friday at 3.
Happy holiday.
I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank. I'm here today to let you know that Mission Valley Bank has relocated our Center Point branch office. The new facility is 26701 McBean Parkway, directly across the street from the town center. We're very excited about this new, modern, and updated branch facility that we think is better situated to serve our growing number of small business clients. On behalf of myself and the entire Mission Valley Bank team, we're wishing you a very happy holiday season.
Folks, this is your pancake speaking. If you look out your window, we're flying over IHOP's delicious international pancake combos.
Sweet tres leches.
A pancation wonderland with views of Belgian chocolate, tres leches, and vanilla spice.
Pancakes.
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 Pancakes. You know, let's back this thing up and take another look.
Go on a pancation with international pancakes at IHOP, starting at $4.99.
Hi, this is Bob Sheritz with the Way Out Recovery SCVi, reminding you that during these unprecedented times, addiction and mental health do not take a break. If you or someone you love are struggling, please give us a call at 661-296-4444. We are open and here to help you during this time. Thanks.
I promise I'll get help. It wasn't my intention. I'm sorry to myself.
Hey there, it's Tori with your hometown station weather. A mix of sun and clouds today with highs going up into the upper 70s, overnight lows into the low 50s. A little warmer this weekend with highs in the low 80s. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com or find us on social media at KHTS Radio.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The following is sponsored programming and does not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 AM. This is Matt Watson, your host, and you are listening to SCVi and iLead Schools Eye on the Valley. You know, Thanksgiving is less than a week away now. Patty and I were getting all excited about it during the break and talking about everything that we're looking forward to, and mostly it's just the opportunity to get together with family and just kind of slow down, break bread, express our gratitude. And you know, one of the things that I am so grateful for is the city that we live in. You know, some people call me sappy, but I really do love the city that we live in. Our city officials do such a great job making this a wonderful place to live. And my next guest plays a big part in that as the Director of Recreation and Community Services for the city of Santa Clarita. Janine Prado was first hired as an administrator for the department in 2006, later moving up to manager in June of 2016. During her 13 years in Recreation and Community Services, Prado has spearheaded campaigns such as the Drug-Free Youth in Santa Clarita Valley, an anti-drug education and awareness program for local teens, and Heroin Kills, The High is a Life, a campaign highlighting the consequences of that drug. Both have received the League of California Cities Helen Putnam Award. She also played a vital role in bringing the city's first sensory-friendly holiday event in 2018 to accommodate local children with special needs, and worked in the design and programming for the new Canyon Country Community Center. Before working for the city, she worked for the Commission for Children, Youth, and Their Families for the City of Los Angeles and received her bachelor's degree in Child Development and MPA
from California State University of Northridge. Janine, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. Good morning.
It's our pleasure. We love having you on. So tell us a little bit about your job. What is it that you do as Director of Recreation and Community Services? It sounds like a fun job.
It's a great job. We provide recreational enrichment and engagement activities for the community, whether it's through recreation programs or education opportunities through our DeFi and SCVi program, and then also too, I oversee arts and events. So I do that too. Very fun. It's very engaging and it's really exciting every day.
So every Thursday when I get that email from KHTS talking about what to do in the Santa Clarita Valley this weekend, your name always comes to the top of my head. What has Janine got prepared for us this weekend?
Yeah.
So what are some of the opportunities that the city has for its residents during usual times, right? What's the typical type of thing that you guys prepare for us?
Well, I would say even right now, there's quite a things we're doing. I think that at this time right now, if you don't know, we opened a bike park out at the Santa Clarita Sports Complex, which is great during a time of COVID, where families can go out and ride their bikes in a safe environment. And I think that that's really cool because it's an event, an activity place that's approximately 7 acres to ride your bike, practice jumps, develop your skill sets, and it's for beginners to more experienced riders. So that's kind of a really exciting thing that's happening recently. I think that is one of the activities we have recently that people can do right now.
That is something that was really exciting that I saw. You know, we've had the skate park now for
many years.
Yeah, several years. And I remember as a kid growing up, that was something that kids were always screaming for. How could we improve this city? We want a skate park. Well, we finally got the skate park, and kids and adults as well are really enjoying that. I love seeing that we have that bike park. That is fantastic.
That's wonderful. Go ahead.
Now, I'm looking at the city's website here, and I see that in addition to all the great information about our parks and recreational activities, we've got a whole section now dedicated to virtual recreations. We've got a virtual rec center here on the city's website. Can you tell us a little bit more about those activities?
Sure. That's a way, too, to participate from home, get information on a variety of activities. That keeps you, of course, in the parameters of being safe during COVID, but it's just many fun things you can do with your family individually, but it's an opportunity to look at it virtually. So you don't have to be in person, but you can do it via watching a YouTube video or participating in an activity that may be Facebook Live. There's a lot of different things going. It's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. And our viewers are growing. So it's very exciting.
That is really cool. Now, the city's continuing forward with the construction of the new community center in Canyon Country, correct?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that unique space?
That is so exciting. If you haven't been down there, you have to go check it out. It is going to be really a multifaceted facility. It'll have a variety of classes, opportunities for rentals. It'll have a full-size gym. There'll be some indoor pickleball courts as well. Very much of a wonderful opportunity. It's a wonderful play structure, as well as art exhibits throughout the grounds there. So I think it really is definitely going to be a destination place when it opens up. It is actually beautiful, and every day there's something to see there. It's going up pretty quickly, so we look forward to opening in 2021.
Fantastic. And where is that going to be located?
It's on the corner of Sierra Highway and Soledad.
Oh, perfect! Right there in the center of Canyon Country here on the east side of the valley. That is perfect.
Correct.
All right, Janine. Now I've got a tough one for you because I've been hearing a lot about this over the last couple of actually I think kind of the first time I heard about pickleball was as we started the whole nonsense with COVID. What is pickleball?
Pickleball is a little bit, I guess you can say it's on a smaller court than a tennis court. You usually can play in singles or individually, or you can play 2 people on each side. It's an opportunity with a smaller ball to play in a smaller space. Right now, it's for all ages, but it definitely is a group that I would say people that are active and a more mature age that really like to play. It is very fun. It does outside on courts, or we have indoor courts too. Unfortunately, at this time, we're not able to play inside. But it is a sport that I would say definitely nationally is growing very fast, but it's very fun. So in order to play it with you, it's like if you're my easiest way to say it, if you're on a ping pong table, it's bigger than a ping pong table, but the idea of how you're playing pairs and ping pong, kind of that activity. But it's really fun. A lot of fun and very engaging, and it really, even from a younger person to a senior, can really have a wonderful experience playing.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I might have to
It
try
is.
to get out and learn how to play pickleball. That'll be really fun. All right, cool. Do you have any ideas on, everybody, you mentioned it's not necessarily safe to be indoors doing some of these activities, but during the pandemic, we don't want to just be locked in our house. We need to get out, get some fresh air.
Sure.
Do you have any ideas on how the community can get out and enjoy the outdoors during the pandemic? Because we're having some great weather right now. It's great to get outside.
Mm-hmm. So our parks are open as far as walking. The paseos are open to walk around. Also, we have almost 11,000 acres of open space. And on there are wonderful trails and opportunities that you can walk, practice social distancing, and really have a great experience. With the weather being what it is, and also the change in seasons, it's a wonderful opportunity for you to be out there with your family, by yourself, or ride your bike. There's also opportunity for equestrians to ride. So I think that, too, is very unique to our community, and also a wonderful opportunity to be outside, be safe, and experience nature.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fantastic outdoor opportunities here in the city and in the city's environs. We've always been very conscious about how we're developing our city rather than just cramming in, houses and shops. Going back to the Canyon Country Community Center, I'm not sure if I missed it. Did you mention when that community center is slated to be open?
It's sometime 2021. I would say, I don't have the exact date, but I would say closer towards the fall of 2021.
You're kidding. With everything going on in 2020, you can't give us an exact date.
No? Right?
Oh, gosh.
We're just excited to have the opportunity that we're still progressing forward. We have not slowed down construction during COVID, so we're very excited for that opportunity in 2021.
That is terrific. Is there anything else that you've got coming up on the horizon that you can share with us this morning?
I think that over the holidays too is that we're excited for people to come down and just we didn't have a light up Main Street this time, but I think the decorations in Old Town Newhall will be a nice opportunity for people just to walk around and see. And that's it at this time. Just have a great holiday, and we're very excited for the coming year.
You bring up a great point, and yeah, the decorations in downtown Newhall, I always look forward to. I saw on social media the other day, one of our neighbors was asking, hey, does anybody know of any drive-through holiday events that we can participate in? Do you know of any other events that we can enjoy as we're driving around, that we can do so from a safe distance?
At this point, no, not that we're hosting for the city. We have a couple of activities that you have to register for as far as a drive-through Santa event, but that isn't where you have to register. That is online at santaclarita.com in our registration area. But as far as overall for the city, I think Christmas lights, walking down Main Street, I think those are the neatest opportunities we have as far as what some of the things that are going to be happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the different shops down here, KHTS Studios is down here on Main Street. A lot of the shops are starting to decorate their windows and things like that. It's kind of like that old song says, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Yes, it is.
And it's a great opportunity. I mentioned before, there's very few places in our country where you can enjoy walking around a main street during the holiday times. But here in SoCal, we are one of those spaces, and so I'm looking forward to that. We've still got all the amazing restaurants down here on Main Street, so we're looking forward to that. Janine, last question. We are coming up on Thanksgiving, and we've been sharing things that we're thankful for. What's something that you're thankful for?
I am thankful for working in a great city that provides wonderful opportunities, and we have persevered and are moving forward very positively in providing opportunities for our community to keep going forward. And I just think that I wish everyone a great Thanksgiving, and I'm glad to be part of this experience and journey.
Wonderful. You're absolutely right. 2020 can't harsh our buzz. I'm so grateful for our city and grateful for everything that you do to continue to make this, to go with the tongue-in-cheek cliche, to make Awesome Town what it is. Thanks so much for stopping by. We appreciate everything that you do for our community here in the Valley. We've got to Of course. We've got to take a quick break, but we will be right back with more. You're listening to SCVi and I Lead Schools Eye on the Valley. I am Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
Accidents happen, but rest assured Patterson's Collision Center is here to help. Patterson's is a family-owned and operated collision repair facility providing the Santa Clarita Valley with premium collision repairs. Patterson's prides itself on being the only California-certified green repair shop in all of Santa Clarita. They are insurance claim specialists and even offer payment plans for your deductible. For personalized, friendly service, visit pattersonscollisioncenter.com or call 294-1011 and let Patterson's Collision Center help ease your worries today.
Welcome to Duncan. There are 2 Duncan locations in the SCV. Both locations have outdoor seating, carry-out service, and delivery with Postmates, Grubhub, and Uber Eats. Use the Duncan app to order and accumulate points. The Canyon Country location on Sierra Highway near Via Princesa has drive-through service and is open till 7 p.m. The Bouquet Canyon location just off Newhall Ranch Road has curbside service and is now open till 7 p.m. The Santa Clarita Valley runs on Duncan.
Experience Frontier Toyota's all-new hot and exciting Toyota lineup. Serving the Santa Clarita Valley for over 30 years. Frontier Toyota, the Camry, Corolla, and Prius Kings. They're tops in Tacoma and Tundra trucks. Frontier Toyota, the new way of car buying. Shop from home at frontiertoyota.com or visit their showroom at Valencia and Creekside. Discover a whole new car buying experience with your friends at Frontier Toyota.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCVi may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayoutrrecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome back. You are listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. This is SCVi and I Lead Schools, Eye on the Valley. I am your host, Matt Watson. We are expressing our gratitude today. You know, Thanksgiving is now just 6 days away. I don't know about you guys, but the holidays seem to be really sneaking up on me. I have not even started my holiday shopping. Patty, have you started shopping for the holidays yet?
Oh yeah, I've actually got a couple. One from a best friend already ready for him. The other I'm kind of shopping for myself and not going good. I think you can imply which one I'm trying to get right now. It may have a two letters and maybe a number in there somewhere.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
It rhymes with be less knife. PS5.
Patty, you're not supposed to be shopping for yourself during the holidays. You're supposed to hold off.
There's no one in the house that wants a PS5, so they said, why don't you buy it for yourself?
Oh, wow. Wow. Talk about getting the shaft. But, but yeah, we are talking about and expressing our gratitude today with 6 days left before Thanksgiving. And I am so grateful. Janine mentioned it before the break. I'm so grateful for the way that our community has pulled together during this difficult time. You know, there's different businesses and other facets of our community that have really stepped it up to innovate and figure out how we can continue to work and be productive and live our lives during this time. I'm looking out the window here at the station on Main Street, and I see the different restaurants that have expanded out into the parking spaces here on the street so that they can accommodate more folks in their dining rooms and the wine room here across the street. I'm just grateful for the way our community has pulled together. You know, great community organizations continue to support those most affected by the pandemic and the resulting restrictions. You know, seemed like over the summer and in the early fall, things started to loosen up a little bit as we I know I'm starting to hate the phrase as well as we flatten the curve, but it is a true thing, right? We've got to get these infections under control, and things were a little bit looser over the summer and fall, but we're getting into the cold and flu season now, and things are starting to spike. But again, I'm so grateful for the different community organizations that are supporting those that need it the most. You know, Henry Mayo Newhall Memorial Hospital is handling the pandemic, like the pros that they are, and even in this time that cases are spiking in California, LA County, and even here in Santa Clarita, things are on the rise a little bit. At Henry Mayo, they're handling things extremely well. They've still got plenty of empty beds and can accommodate folks, whether it's being hospitalized because of COVID or any other issue you may have. Henry Mayo is still providing all of the services that they always have. You know, I heard somebody from another community telling me about how folks are like breaking arms and not wanting to go to the hospital because they're worried that the hospital's overcrowded or that it's going to be a dangerous place to be at. But I actually had a family member who spent a couple of days at Henry Mayo recently, and things were great. Kept him safe, kept him healthy, and took care of the needs that he had. So make sure that you're staying healthy, and if you need some medical attention, don't worry about heading out there. They're taking care of business. And speaking of taking care of business, the Santa Clarita Grocery continues to provide free groceries every week for those in need. It is your regular, typical grocery store with a little bit of added service to it even. The only difference is when you get to the checkout line, your stuff gets thrown in bags and you move on and you don't worry about payment. So if that's an area of need for you, you can check out Santa Clarita Grocery. For more information, you can give them a call at 661-425-7575. And yeah, because of the pandemic, you don't even have to go into the store anymore. You roll up with your list, hand them the list. You've got some personal shoppers that'll do your grocery shopping while Bradley hangs out there, and he and his team can kind of chat it up with you, or you can just hang out and listen to your hometown station on the radio while they're doing your shopping for you. They'll bring it right out, put it in the trunk of your car, and you are on your way. So again, call Santa Clarita Grocery at 661-425-7575, and they will help take care of you. Also, for our kids, our schools continue to provide free breakfast and lunch for all children 18 and under every Monday through Friday. And on Fridays, they're even giving an extra couple of packs to get you through the weekend. So free breakfast and lunch for the entire week being delivered Monday through Friday. And the great thing is, whether your kids are students at that school or not, the only qualification is to be a child under 18. You pull up, let the schools know how many kids you've got. They're going to give you that many breakfasts, that many lunches for the day, and send you on your way safe, healthy. They're keeping their distance and maintaining safe and sanitized conditions to keep everybody safe, but make sure that your kids are getting what they need as well. So check with your local school district, and if you're not sure, head out to any one of our iLead schools. SCVi on the west side of the valley, iLead Agua Dulce here on the east side of the valley. We've also got several locations in the Antelope Valley. All of our schools are still delivering a free breakfast and lunch to every child from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. So you can go pick up every day and get those needs taken care of. And for folks maybe on the other side of that spectrum, the Santa Clarita Senior Center is also delivering drive-up meals. And I think I heard the other day they just delivered some sort of milestone number of meal, their 100,000th meal or something like that. It's incredible how the Senior Center is still working hard to make sure that our seniors are well taken care of. And for those that aren't able to drive out and pick up their meals, the Senior Center is still delivering with their Meals on Wheels program. I know my sister-in-law was volunteering with that program. I think she still is. But yeah, you can get your meals delivered to you. So if you are a senior who needs any other type of help or support or just a lunch, give them a call at 661-259-9444. That's the Senior Center, 661-259-9444, and they will make sure that you have all of your needs taken care of, whether it's a nice hot lunch, good lunches they're delivering out there, or any other service that you need as a senior. They can help you get connected with those services. We will get through this as we take care of each other. And in effort to make sure that we do, Governor Newsom has reinstituted some new restrictions that apply to us. I'm sure you heard about that on the news during our break. But if you have not, Governor Newsom, he announced yesterday and then followed that up with a tweet that I've got here. He says, due to the rise in COVID-19 cases, California is issuing a limited stay-at-home order. I know you hear stay at home and you kind of freak out, but do not go out and start hoarding toilet paper again. There's no need for that. He just says that non-essential work and gatherings must not stop, but from the hours of 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. So it's that nighttime. He's asking that we not gather, and if it's non-essential work, that the evenings, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., that those be curtailed. And it's not even statewide. It's in the counties that are in the purple tier. That does include us here in Los Angeles. He says this will take effect this Saturday evening at 10 p.m. and remain for a month. And he follows that up with, together we can flatten the curve again. And yeah, we've got to just do what we can do to make sure that until vaccines start taking effect and we can conquer this, that we slow things down, okay? So during that time window, again, from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., people can still do a limited number of activities. It's not complete shutdown, deserted streets, only the tumbleweeds out there. No. It's just 10 p.m. to 5 a.m., that non-essential work and gatherings be curtailed. But you can still, go to the grocery store or the drugstore. You're still allowed to walk your pets during those evening hours. You can still even get takeout from the local restaurants if they're open. I know most restaurants here in Santa Clarita are probably closed by that hour, but there are some that are open. You can get takeout. So it's not a complete shutdown. It's just hey, let's keep our distance. Let's maybe stay away from the nightclubs for now until we can get this curve flattened. So let's take care, everyone. Take care so that we can get back soon. And producer Sarah is sharing this with us from the County of Los Angeles Health Department, effective today, Friday. Okay, so effective today, Friday, for non-essential businesses permitted to operate indoors, including retail stores, offices, personal care services, occupancy will be limited to 25% maximum capacity. Okay, so one of my favorite lines from the Three Stooges, Moe's line, all right, you guys spread out. That's kind of what we're doing, right? We're limiting occupancy in those non-essential businesses to 25%. Spread out, keep your distance. The number of patrons at outdoor restaurants. So if you're looking at one of the restaurants here on Main Street and you're going to come sit outside, what a great idea for a Friday afternoon, Friday evening for those outdoor restaurants, breweries, and wineries. Their capacity is going to be limited to 50% of maximum outdoor capacity. So again, a good opportunity to kind of relax and spread out. You may want to call ahead, let them know you're coming if you can make a reservation, because what you don't want to do is have to go stand around and spend any more time in a crowd that's not your family than you need to. So call that restaurant ahead of time and make sure they've got room for you. The number of customers at card rooms, outdoor mini golf, go-karts, and batting cages. Unfortunately, I don't know that we have any more of those in Santa Clarita. So tragic that we saw Mount Asia closing its doors due to the pandemic. However, in the rest of California, card rooms, outdoor mini golf, go-karts, and batting cages will be limited to 50% maximum outdoor capacity as well. So I guess you can only race against 4 or 5 other people on your go-karts. Services at personal care establishments. So that is your barber, your hair salon, your nail salon, Services at personal care establishments may only be provided by appointment to customers wearing face coverings, by staff wearing face coverings. So if you're going to get your hair cut, wear your mask. The person cutting your hair will be wearing their mask as well. Services that require either the customer or the staff to remove their face coverings, such as facials and shaves, are not permitted. So, yep, I tell you what, it'll be a no-shave November. How about that? Okay, and then food and drinks cannot be served at these establishments to customers. I don't know that I ever went to my barber for lunch, so I think I'm okay with that restriction. And then restaurants, breweries, wineries, bars, and all other non-essential retail establishments, like we said, are going to be closed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So, yeah, restaurants, breweries, wineries, bars, and other non-essential retail closed from 10 to 6. I think you can still, as we mentioned before, you can still get takeout, though, from, if you're a fast food fan, I think you can still go pick up a burger or a taco or something like that after 10 p.m. Outdoor gatherings remain the only gatherings permitted, and they must include 15 people maximum who are members of no more than 3 households, right? So you've got maybe 3 families getting together, or maybe 3 parts of your extended family, no more than 15 people, no more than 3 households. So, for example, for my Thanksgiving celebration, I'm looking forward to spending my time with my parents and my brother Big T's family and my family, and so grateful again that we live in an area where we can have that outdoor Thanksgiving, very much like Charlie Brown and Snoopy and Woodstock and his friends going to be having Thanksgiving outside. I don't know that we're going to have any birds eating other birds like Big T talked about. If you missed that portion, you may want to catch it on the podcast. That was kind of an odd moment there. But yeah, we want to make sure that this whole code thing doesn't keep dragging on, because you remember when we first closed things up in March, we thought, yeah, maybe a week or two, and we'll knock this thing out. And boy, we are now into what, month 8 of these restrictions, and we want to get it done and over with, and it's not going to just magically go away. So what we need to do is take care of ourselves, take care of each other, and then that way we can get back to que viva la fiesta for maybe next holiday season. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, I want to share with you something curious, or maybe something not curious. I want to share with you how our schools are actually killing our children's creativity and curiosity, and more importantly, what you can do about it. And with that, we will be right back on SCVi and iLead Schools Eye in the Valley. I am Matt Watson on your hometown station, KHTS.
I'm Tamara Gurney, President and CEO of Mission Valley Bank. I'm here today to let you know that Mission Valley Bank has relocated our Center Point branch office. The new facility is 26701 McBean Parkway, directly across the street from the town center. We're very excited about this new, modern, and updated branch facility that we think is better situated to serve our growing number of small business clients. On behalf of myself and the entire Mission Valley Bank team, we're wishing you a very happy holiday season.
What if the first steps on your child's educational journey were fun and fulfilling? What if early childhood learning encouraged your little one's natural curiosity? And what if play weren't just a reward for doing schoolwork? These questions are the foundation of Little iLeaders Early Childhood Learning Center. With small classes and facilitators who recognize and support each child's individuality, every day is unique, just like your little leader. We offer programs for infants as young as 6 weeks old, all the way up through age 5. A play-based approach to early childhood learning builds problem-solving skills, helps your child develop socially, and has a positive effect on academic performance in the elementary years and beyond. Located in Castaic, the Little iLeaders campus offers lots of outdoor playtime and is fully COVID guideline compliant. We have everything in place to take care of your child so you can take care of yourself and others. We're enrolling now. Take advantage of full or half days. And if you have school-age kids who need a safe place for distance learning, check out our partner program, iCreate. Go to littleileaders.org to learn more. Little iLeaders, free to think, inspired to lead.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. For a limited time, you can get a queen-size premium MyPillow for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98. My Pillow is patented and adjusts to any sleep position. It's washable and dryable, comes with a 10-year warranty, and 100% made in the USA. I'm also giving you deep discounts on all my MyPillow products, including my bed sheets, mattress toppers, and bath towels. That's $29.98 for a queen-size premium MyPillow, and deep discounts on all my MyPillow products. Not only are you getting the lowest prices ever, but they're going to make the best Christmas gifts ever. Buy now, and I'll extend my 60-day money-back guarantee to March 1st, 2021.
Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS or call 800-973-3927 and use the promo code KHTS. That's 800-973-3927 or go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS.
With the safe disposal of waste from our homes in the Santa Clarita Valley, Chiquita Canyon Landfill is able to create enough green energy to power 10,000 homes each year. So you can feel good that the waste from your home in the SCV is helping create a clean energy source and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Chiquita Canyon Landfill is our partner in sustainable living.
Chiquita Canyon is helping lead the way to a greener future.
Join us this fall for online fun with the Canyon Theater Guild online youth workshops. Super fun classes with acting, singing, dancing, audition tips, script writing, scene study, improv, and putting on real shows created for online performance. Get creative, meet new friends, and most of all, have a blast from the comfort of your own home. Call 661-799-2702 or ctgworkshops@gmail.com or canyontheater.org.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station, 98.1 FM and 1220 on the AM side. I am Matt Watson, and you're listening to SCVi and iLead School's Eye on the Valley. My regular listeners know how much I love the holidays, and we are celebrating Thanksgiving today just by expressing our gratitude and talking about what we are most thankful for. And I know in the grand scheme of things, it's maybe not as huge as health and family and friends and things like that. But I got to tell you, in 2020, with all the chaos going on, I am so thankful for our world champion Lakers and Dodgers. They got it done, both of them this year, and super grateful for that. You know, back in the first hour, we visited with Alan and Shawna from the 4th and 5th grade team at SCVi, and they shared an amazing project with us that is really exciting. They're working with their 4th and 5th graders, and they proposed the idea of a new land at Disneyland. So you know how they've got they've got Tomorrowland, and they've got Fantasyland, and they've got Frontierland. Well, Shawna and Alan are asking their 4th and 5th graders to create a new land at Disneyland, and they're actually going to be pitching it to Disney Imagineers. And some of the ideas that kids were coming up with were fantastic. I think they talked about Potato Land. I'm sure that kid's parents are from Idaho, right? Potato Land. And somebody else, one of the young ladies I saw actually presenting at SCVi's board meeting this week, is proposing, I don't remember what she called it, but it was a mystical fantasy type land that had been abandoned, and it was really interesting. She talked about a dessert that she would share, a soft-served unicorn poop. So a lot of fun, really creative ideas coming out of our kids. And you know, Sir Ken Robinson, if you know Sir Ken Robinson, he's an amazing, one of our time's greatest educational minds. He tells a story. Well, not anymore. Sir Ken is no longer with us. But he once told a story about a 6-year-old who was in 1st grade. He was drawing a picture. It was free draw time during art class. He was drawing a picture, and when it was a little girl. She was drawing a picture, and when her teacher asked her what she was drawing, she said she was drawing God. and of course the teacher stepped in and smashed her dreams by saying, well, sweetie, no one knows what God looks like. And she looked up at her teacher and replied, well, they will in a minute. And I just thought that was such a beautiful example of a child's spirit. Sir Ken said that the great thing is that kids will take a chance, right? They're willing to take that chance. He says, if they don't know, they will have a go. They're not frightened of being wrong. But he said, if you're not prepared to be wrong, you'll never come up with anything original. Think about that for a minute. If you're not prepared to be wrong, you'll never come up with anything original. And that notion, being afraid to be wrong and not being able to come up with original things, has actually become a plague in our society over the last 50, 60 years. Look what we do to our children. In 1968, George Land, he's a PhD, he created a test for NASA to test creativity. He was actually able, very similar to like IQ tests and things like that. He created a test for NASA so that they could test the creativity of their scientists and astronauts. You can see why that's important for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration to be able to evaluate creativity as they select their scientists and astronauts, right? Well, it's important stuff for them as they're creating ways to continue to further human exploration. Well, then George Land took that test to a preschool program, took that same test, obviously he modified it, but he took that same type of test and he administered it to 1,600 children in preschool. And do you know what he found? I want you to guess what percentage. Patty, how about you can play along as well.
Yeah, sure.
So they tested 1,600 children between the ages of 3 and 5 years old. What percentage of those children from 3 to 5 years old tested gifted in the area of creativity? So what percentage of those kids, preschoolers, were gifted for creativity? What do you think?
I'm going to say, you know what, I'm feeling a good 37%.
37%, a little over a third tested gifted. You're a little off. What about you and your cars and at home? What are you guessing? Well, according to George Land in 1968, of these 1,600 preschoolers, 98% of them tested gifted for creativity. 98% had the ability to come up with creative solutions, creative ideas, new things. And again, it goes back to what Sir Ken Robinson said. They're not afraid to be wrong. And if you're not afraid to be wrong, you can innovate, right? Amazing. But here's the tragedy, okay? He then gave the same test to the same children at age 10. And when they were 10 years old, only 30% of them were gifted in the area of creativity. So in 5 years, we went from 98% to 30%. And by the time those same kids were 15, it had gone down to 12%. And along the way, he was also testing adults. And throughout that time, he tested 280,000 adults in the United States, and only 2% of adults tested gifted for creativity. So think about it. 98% of our young children are testing gifted for creativity, and only 2% of our adults are testing gifted for creativity. What's going on during that period of time, between the time a child is 5 years old and 18? What happens to pretty much all people? Well, education happens. And we're not teaching our kids to be creative. We're not teaching our kids to be curious. In fact, we're teaching them not to. And I find that tragic because here in America, we pride ourselves on being innovators, creators. But if we're only allowing 2% of our population to do it, we're really limiting our potential. School isn't teaching kids to be creative. It's actually teaching them to be uniform. Sit in rows. Be the same as the kid next to you. Let's all learn at the same pace. Let's all learn the same thing. Let's all try to get into the same colleges and do the same type of work. And that is actually, we're sort of succeeding at education. We could talk all about the plague of education and how our schools are not doing as good of a job as they used to. Well, one thing that our schools are being most successful at is teaching the creativity out of our kids. And that is a tragedy, right? In fact, renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, in case you think that this is something that was a problem back in the 60s and 70s, it's not. Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about his stroll in Central Park a couple years ago, one spring morning. And he was sharing about how he was just out walking through Central Park. It was a morning, a bright sunny morning, but it was after an evening rain. And so there were puddles all over the park. And walking towards him was a young lady he estimated to be the mother of a little girl who was about 3 or 4 years old. So mother and daughter walking through Central Park, holding hands, and he's watching in between himself and this mother and daughter was a big puddle. Big puddle because it had just rained right there on the path. And mother and daughter are walking right toward the puddle. And he talks about the narrative that's going on in his head as he's watching this. And he looks at mom and he's thinking, not saying it out loud, of course, but thinking, don't do it. I know what you want to do, but don't do it. Please, don't do it. Don't do it. But of course, she did. She held onto her daughter's hand a little bit more firmly and pulled her away from that puddle, and they walked around the puddle. Because he could also see in that little girl, her knees were starting to bend, and her eyes were getting wide. And Patty, you're as playful of a guy as I am. You know what that little girl was thinking, right?
Yep.
Big puddle coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump in it.
Yep.
I'm going to jump in it. And why do they do that? It's fun, but at that age, the question in their mind is, what's going to happen if I jump with my full force right in the middle of this puddle? And what are those concentric circles going to do as they ripple out? And is this teeny tiny, what we know as a puddle, this teeny tiny little lake, is it going to overflow its borders? And that's all part of the creativity process. And it broke Neil deGrasse Tyson's heart when he saw this mother lead her daughter around that amazingly creative and curious experience. We're not allowing our kids to explore their curiosity, and that's one of the things that we're doing as parents to get rid of that creativity and curiosity in our kids. And it's something that we can't do. We see some of our kids who are allowed to just explore and play. I have to tell you, I'm guilty of this too. As an educator, I've been in education for over 25 years now. And I remember having a conversation with one of the parents of my students, and I was complaining as the teacher. I had this young man in my class in middle school, and then again when he was, I believe, a freshman in high school. And I was complaining to his parents. I said, he talks a lot in class. He really talks a lot. And when I'm teaching, he interrupts a lot. And when I mentioned this as a complaint to his parents, his father interrupted me and said, is he interrupting with silliness, with jokes, with, stuff that's off topic? And I started to think about it, and I said, well, no, he's kind of giving his 2 cents on what we're talking about. And so the dad said, well, then what's the problem? He's contributing to the conversation. I said, right, but he's interrupting the rest of the class. And he said, the name that I went by at this school was Teacher Matt. He says, Teacher Matt, see, the kids at my house, they've never been taught that their opinion was worth less because they were younger than the rest of us. We have always given them just as much voice around our dinner table and around our home as anyone else in the family. And that really caused me to shift. I thought, wait a minute, I'm complaining about this kid. Well, because he's taking my airtime, right? Maybe that's why I came into radio, right? There's nobody here to interrupt me. But this kid was kind of taking my airtime, and I was thinking myself as the educated adult as a little bit more important than the kids in my class. And that's when it shifted for me, and I thought, you know what, I do need to step back, and I do need to allow more space for my students. I need to allow more space for my kids, because it's not about what I think, right? It's about what they think. It is that they think. Interestingly enough, that was about 10 years ago that I had that conversation, and this young man just graduated medical school about a month ago. So clearly that's working for his parents, right? So as I mentioned, this is kind of something that really is crushing our kids' creativity and curiosity, but there's something so easy that we can do to stop that. And that is just let them do it, right? Let them jump in that puddle. Let your kids play. Let them explore. Help them fall in love and fall in wonderment with the world around them. You know, this pandemic is the perfect opportunity for your kids to go with you outside. Take a family walk and crawl around on the grass. See what you can find in there, right? It's just the back lawn, right? But crawl around and dig around. See what you can find in there. Hey, build a mud kitchen and see what you can do with mud. And you ever looked at the bark of a tree really, really closely? Do that with your kids. And then as they get older, let them make decisions, right? Oh, but they might make the wrong decision, Matt. Well, yeah, that's the whole point, right? Remember, if you're afraid of being wrong, you're never going to do anything new, right? So that's why you let them. They may make the wrong decision, but that's an opportunity to learn and grow, because you're always going to debrief with them. Let them make decisions, then debrief with them. Not to criticize them, not to tell them I told you so, or throw something in their face, but to let them reflect. So you decided what the family was going to do, or you decided to make this decision. How did that go? What would you do differently next time? And make sure that you let there be a next time. No judgment, no criticism, no learning. Remember, we're working our way out of a job so that we don't have to hold our kids' hands forever. Well, before we see each other again, we're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving, and I am thankful for our guests this morning. 4th and 5th grade facilitators from SCVi, Shawna Brown and Alan Kingsley. Director of Recreation and Community Services for the City of Santa Clarita, Janine Prado. And for you, our listeners, I am thankful for you. Join us again next Friday and every Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. I am Matt Watson, and this is SCVi, and I lead Schools Eye on the Valley on your hometown station, KHTS. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
Born in 2000.